Well, first we had James Gunn saying Superman is a movie about politics and immigrants.
Are you retarded?
Then Brother Sean chimes in with, we love our immigrants, and if you don't, you're not American.
Now you're an asshole.
Now we go back to James Gunn while promoting the movie in China. Says that it's like coming home again.
What the fuck?
Then the movie bombs opening weekend. I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. James, your thoughts on the movie playing in the Middle East?
Stop it! Please!
You know what? I think Superman's really gonna blow up. But it's what's next. And what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. I hope you guys are feeling good today on this Monday. And of course, new day, new week, and new bullshit. And oh yes, in this story, we got plenty of bullshit. Well, as we all know, this was the opening weekend of the new Superman film, Superman 2025 as I like to call it, by one James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy fame. Now, we've heard a myriad of opinions from it's great, I love it, it's going to save DC, all the way to it's terrible, it's garbage, burn it. And then, of course, you had those who were saying, you know what, the movie's really mid, it's meh at best. Now, full disclosure, I have yet to see the movie. I kind of refuse, and my wife agrees, that dropping $25, $30 at your local theater, yeah, not on the cards. We're going to wait till it streams. So there's that. But this movie is not about a review. This movie is, this video is not about a review. This video is about James Gunn opening his mouth and shoving both legs down his throat again. Now, for those of you with short-term memories, we had James Gunn coming out and say, yeah, you know what? Superman is a movie about immigrants and politics. And of course, lit the fuse. Threw gasoline on the fire, gaslit everybody, and everybody fell for it. Now, from everything that I'm hearing, the movie is not woke or slightly woke-ish. Then we had Brother Sean chime in. Says, we love our immigrants. And if you don't, well, you're not American. So you think that would have been bad enough, because this movie has to make at least in excess of $700 million to make a profit. Of course, according to James Gunn, that's all baloney. Now, speaking of James Gunn, we go back to him while he was promoting the movie in China. Says, it's like being home again. Not good, James. Especially when the movie cratered opening weekend in the Chinese box office. Ouch. But here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Superman bombs in China after James Gunn traveled there, gushed over the communist country. It's like coming home. Again, not a good look, James. No. James Gunn's Superman laid an egg this weekend in China despite the directors fawning over the communist nation while promoting the film that played in over 55,000 Middle Kingdom screens. 55,000 screens. That is easily 3 times, 4 times, 5 times that of the United States. The big budget reboot is crucially important to the future of DC Universal films. It opened fairly strong on Friday, but immediately tumbled to 7th place by Sunday. It is a terrible fall from grace, giving Superman one of the worst opening weekends in China of any superhero film in modern history. Wow. According to Chinese box office, July 13th, Superman debuted in the weekend in China with an estimated 6.7 million. Today it fell to 7th place with 1.6 million US. Lifetime gross, they're projecting 10 million. Wow. When you open with 6.7 and you're only going to make 10 in its run, oof. The film debuted at number 3 in the Chinese market and brought in 2.4 million on Friday, but by Saturday quickly fell to 5th place. The film may be on track to earning about 6.5, 6.7 over the 3-day debut. Comey, which of course is their Chinese box office reporters, reported. It's now projected to make about 217 million worldwide, which will not be a break-even point on the reported $400 million budget, including promotion. It has been estimated that Superman would have to make at least 700 million to begin making a profit, though James Gunn has disputed that figure. The disappointment debut in China comes despite Gunn's blatant attempt to integrate himself in Chinese audiences in a pre-opening trip excuse me, to communist nation. In a visit to Beijing, Gunn swore that Superman could not have happened without China and insisted that China is, quote, the most important place for him. Quote, Superman is a movie that is for everyone across the world, and especially for the people of China, Gunn said during his visit to the country. China is the most important place for me in terms of where I learned to make movies and how I love to make movies. Really now? Okay. Gunn went on to claim that China is important to the entire genre of filmmaking and said it's so important that this movie would not exist without the great filmmakers of Hong Kong and Chinese mainland, so I thank you much for that. Yeah. Superman wouldn't have been able to be made if it wasn't for China. Dude. The director even further bloviated that China, quote, like it's home. Even though I've been only China once, it's like coming home to me, Gunn gushed. There are movies that fuel this, and it does not exist without this. And of course, that is the promotional for it. He even went on to claim that he even tries to fill Western movies with Chinese storytelling. If I exist for any reason, it's been able to have stories that I tell using Chinese and Eastern ways of storytelling and mixing that with Western ways of storytelling, Gunn expounded. This is why it's so important to me, and that's why the move for me to be a filmmaker. All of Gunn's fawning over Chinese values and a history of filmmaking, though, does not seem to have moved audiences to turn out to the theaters. Oh, what a pity. Dude. Let's take a trip in the way back. Let's go way, way back a few years. And we go to John Cena. John Cena, while promoting WWE over in China, I think it was that, or he was promoting a movie or something like that, happened to mention the fact that Taiwan is not a nation. No, Taiwan is a nation. It just happens to be under Chinese rule. And of course, Cena got roasted and toasted for it for a number of years and still has yet to live that down, while kissing everyone's ass and talking Mandarin on top of it. Now we go back to James Gunn. Dude, you promote a movie in Chinese mainland. So instead of just saying, hey, you know what, we're here to promote Superman, yada, 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 no. China is like home to me. You know, I wouldn't have learned to craft my filmmaking if it wasn't for China, if it wasn't for Hong Kong values, if it wasn't for the communistas. And you wonder why the movie tanked in China. Now, these days, you can't promote a movie while promoting it in China. It's got the biggest audience on the planet. So, these guys are never going to learn. Now, we go back to the main thing, and that is the numbers. 217 million opening weekend, 122 domestic. So, it barely made $90 million opening weekend across the globe. It's got to make 700 to make a profit. Then again, James Gunn has already said, I dispute. But if this movie makes anywhere less than 500 million, it'll be considered a commercial bomb, a crater, and that is the end of DC, and that is the end of James Gunn. Yeah, not looking good. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this, please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.